have a job. If we have millions or thousands of the youths on the streets during last year on the streets, saying they're protesting and everything. So are we going to blame the government for the youths not being unemployed? Or are we going to blame the youth? Because
okay.
I don't know if you understand why I'm throwing this
saying.
question at you.
Okay. So during those times like that, during those times, let's say I'm also okay. Let me just say I'm also a victim then, because I was working at Lekki Phase 1.
Okay.
So and I stay at Oniru Estate then. Okay. What we are doing, where they are all doing this NSAS of a thing, fine. It's just like giving telling the government, speaking of our heart, our mind, and those people there, if we are all saying, okay, it's because they don't have job, that's the reason why they are there. Fine. I would say if they created what is called job opportunities for us, is it possible for us to be there?
But if we have to start breaking into
that is one. That
okay.
is one. And two, we are saying okay, NSAT, maybe the way we did it like that. Everybody should all know, or everybody knows that when we are talking about future of any country, it is the youth. But in the case that you see the government so much am I going to put it out, so much in glue with the older ones. They believe there's a circle. When they sit, when they are okay, they don't even care about the youth. That happens to be the high. Okay, media, we say media is the voice, is the high of the people.
Okay.
The same way, it's not all about media being the voice or being the highs of the people. It is the youth. We are the voice. But when you are not giving us what is called a listening here, why wouldn't you say we are lazy?
Now,
everybody there has one or two things that they are all doing, but their voice being raised, it is not being heard.
Okay, if we have to dwell on that, at times remember when the vice president came out and said the youth need to get involved in politics, and I think are we not saying the youth are not getting involved in it? That's why they feel that job opportunities are not open for them.
See, the youth to come into politics, all those one you are saying. I see it as I don't want to use a camouflage.
Oh, really?
Because this is it. In Nigeria, we are still ruling based on the am I going to put the elderly factor? Just like the elders are still the one ruling us. In Yoruba, we talk about some like there's an idea that you say shut up, like Benuson or Modenie. What the elders can see, that can see there, what what the
elders can see sitting down. If
you climb the highest mountain as a youth,
you won't see it. Okay.
And it's the lie, because things have changed now.
Like you guys will say, you drive,
apart from that,
you fly a drone to see it.
Exactly.
Okay, we're
not in the technology part of the world. So to rule us, okay, everything is based on population. I can remember I was not there for yesterday. I was on a show like that. We were talking about how technology has improved us in our communication too. And I said something, population matters a lot. Then talking about the rural area, all these let's even talk about it. Okay, the olden days now in the village, right? You have the chief. We have the chief, we have the king. Even if the king wants to reach out to everybody, do you know a town crier or the chief bodyguards or whatever can just be going to everybody's houses like that with their staff, just to disseminate an information. But can we try it now? The population has changed. You cannot call you cannot call a town town meeting for everybody. Okay, let's say in Lagos now, or Sanwo-Olu, our governor now wants to do something and say, okay, want to speak with everybody. That all Lagosians, and even if you are not a Lagosian, but you basically every one of us to just be at let's say the stadium, like he want to communicate with us. We cannot hear. He cannot control, no amount of the security there, he cannot control the population, the masses. So things have changed. Now if you want to communicate with the horse, if you want to get across to horse, you need horse to get across to horse. So you can't do without horse.
They can do without the youth.
That's just it. But it isn't that we are lazy youth. Who voted for them? Who? Are we not the one? They started like horse. So if we are not saying we are not joining on that word, the lazy youth, please, where is the complaint? Where are the industries too that we want to work? Where a graduate with no job, he paid a lot of, even getting the job too. When you paid, like, let's say when you were in school, you paid almost 250K in a year, and you spent good 5 years. You are out of school, you're a graduate. Now say a job of 20K. How many months or how many years do you want to work that you're going to gain back all those money that you've spent while in school?
Wow, I really appreciated what you just said. That was a whole lot about the government, the youth, and how they have to come. But still on people's voice, and I still have so many questions to ask you. So as a young individual, talk to us about your experience in seeking for a job. Because, yeah, you mentioned that 5 years in the primary school, 6 years in secondary school, how many years depending on the course you read and in the university. So
now we go back to this word in the Bible is, let there be a difference between you and the people of the world.
Okay. Oh. So who are the word? And who are
to them, the belief, let's say the I don't know how I'm going to put it in English, they call it Mekuno. The Mekunos. Okay. So you cannot that, okay, let me put, I said something like, let there be a difference between you and the people of the world, according to what our Christians do say.
Okay.
Well, because they believe we, let me use, yes, I say we don't have connections, that our father is not rich, our mother is not rich, so our parents not even causing nobody to help. They believe we are people of the world. So it is their own family that they are appearing. Okay. I said I'm an on-air person. I'm also a filmmaker. I create content. I'm a content creator. Try my years seeking for jobs. You get there and they say, do you know the funny thing? The person that wants to even employ you doesn't even know what you know. But because they are rich, they have the money to set up. Let me just use it that way. They have the money to set up. So you coming there is just like you are just there to just speak phonetic. You just want to come and speak phonetic. Blowing grammars. They know who they want to employ. They have the circle already. You just straighten yourself. Okay, when I finish, okay, I don't want to mention the brand name. When I finish, so someone introduced me to the brand name is at along Ikeja side, and I went there. So I think I saw one of my club members that we both finished together. We started together, and the girl just waving. Wow, Dami, how you doing? I said, I'm fine. Yeah, I saw this girl just doing some. You get. Trying to park a car. I was like, wow, man, how you doing? I was like, I'm fine. I just got this job not quite long. My uncle called, and he's connected to commissioner, and we just make some calls, and wow, That's great. But me, look at me. I'm here to drop my CB, and I think I was called for an interview, so that's what I'm here. Okay, and then on the next thing she's going to have, what's that? Dami, do you know anybody here normally? So not really. Not really. A friend just interested. Like, do you have any family, like uncle or? Said no. Damn, don't stress yourself. They can't employ you. Damn it, don't stress yourself. They can't employ you. This country has done to, if you are not there, I mean, if you are not there, which means if you're not rich, financial buoyant, if you don't know them, if you don't have connections with them,
So that, yeah. But what I think, there's an adage that says, what you believe, you achieve.
What you believe.
What you believe in, you achieve. Because we had stories of how a security once walked into the bank and said, I want to take part in the aptitude test. I'm a graduate, and he got the job in the bank. So we're going to go on a break, because if we're on the unemployment, youth in Nigeria, the government had their fault, the youth have both saying who is at fault. We will not go on a break. But now we'll stay here on People's Voice. When we come back, you know.
Unemployment in Nigeria is at 33%, and underemployment, defined as people working between 20 to 29 hours per week, is at 23% for the youth between the ages of 15 to 34. That is about 50% of the Nigerian labor force. Those numbers are 42% and 21% respectively. This number is higher than any other age group in Nigeria. There are many opinions on how to address the structural problems of Nigeria unemployment as well as the economy. With youth unemployment, there are many problems on both the supply and the demand side of the government. A bulk of our labor force will be educated only up to secondary school level for the foreseeable future because of lack to proper access to allow them get proper education that would enable them to be skilled for the labor force. It is important